You know, artificial intelligence is already all around us. It helps us navigate our streets, it picks our next movie, it's quietly reshaping pretty much everything. But what happens when we apply it to an area where the stakes are, well, infinitely higher? I'm talking about our health.
It's a question that sounds like it's straight out of science fiction, doesn't it? But here's the thing. We have to start taking this question very seriously. Because this isn't about some far-off future. This is about right now.
So a team of researchers decided, hey, let's stop guessing and get some actual data. They designed this incredible experiment to test one of the most critical skills in all of medicine, getting the diagnosis right. And believe me when I tell you, the results are a major reality check.
Okay, so let's get into the nitty-gritty. How in the world do you even test something this complex? Well, it all started with a world-class team and a really, really clever experimental design.
And this was not some small-time operation. We are talking about researchers from the heavy hitters, UVA Health, Stanford, and Harvard. These institutions got together because they were determined to do this right.
The setup for this whole thing was actually brilliant. They created 3 separate groups. First, you have your control group, just experienced doctors using their standard tools, medical websites, Google, that kind of thing. The second group was a hybrid, doctors who got to use ChatGPT Plus as an assistant. And the third group, that was just the AI, ChatGPT Plus running the whole show by itself.
And they weren't giving them easy stuff either. The test was based on what are called clinical vignettes. Basically, these are incredibly detailed case studies from real patients. We're talking the full package: patient history, physical exam notes, complicated lab results, the whole shebang. The goal was to make it just as challenging as what a doctor faces every single day.
So, the stage was set, the test was run, the results started coming in, and this is where things get really, really interesting.
All right, let's start with our baseline. The experienced doctors, just doing their thing. They landed on a diagnostic accuracy of 73.7%. That's a solid, respectable score. It's what years of training and practice gets you.
But that was the million-dollar question, wasn't it? Could a machine with zero clinical experience, no intuition, no human touch, could it even come close to that number?
Well, it didn't just come close, it blew them out of the water. Just look at that difference. ChatGPT Plus, working completely by itself, hit a staggering 92% accuracy. That is a massive, massive leap. Let's just pause on that number. 92%. That's its score on complex, real-world medical cases. A result like that is a game changer all on its own. But, you're not going to believe this, this isn't even the most surprising part of the study. Not by a long shot.
So just think about this for a second. We have human experts scoring around 74%, and we have this powerful AI hitting 92%. Logic would tell you that if you combine them, you'd create an unbeatable super team, right? You'd expect their score to be even higher.
This is what everybody wanted to know. What happens when you give this incredibly powerful tool to an experienced professional? Do you get the best of both worlds? Does it take their performance to a whole new level?
And here is the big twist. The Doctor Plus AI team scored 76.3%. That's barely an improvement over the doctors working alone, and it is nowhere close to the 92% the AI got by itself. Think about that. The human AI team was actually less accurate than the AI working solo.
The study's official finding was that adding ChatGPT Plus did not significantly improve the doctor's diagnostic accuracy. Instead of creating some kind of super diagnostician, it seems like something got lost in translation.
In fact, the lead researcher, Dr. Andrew S. Parsons, put it even more bluntly. He said that compared to what the AI could do on its own, adding a human doctor to the mix actually reduced the diagnostic accuracy. So the huge question is, why? Why did this happen? Well, the researchers pointed to 2 big things. First, on the human side of the equation, the doctors just hadn't been trained on how to use AI. They didn't know how to write the best prompts to get the best info. The study also hinted that good old-fashioned overconfidence played a part, with some doctors just ignoring correct suggestions from the AI. Now, on the other side, you have the AI. It just crunches the data. It has access to a mind-boggling amount of medical knowledge and can analyze it all systematically without the cognitive biases that can sometimes trip us humans up.
So what do we do with this information? Does this mean we just, hand over the keys to the machines? No, not at all. The study's authors are crystal clear about this. This is not about replacement. It's about figuring out a totally new kind of collaboration.
So what's the path forward? Well, the study makes a few things really clear. 1. We have to accept that AI is an incredibly powerful diagnostic tool. 2, and this is so important, we can't just drop this amazing technology into a hospital and expect miracles. It doesn't work that way. We urgently need to create training programs that teach doctors how to work with AI. The real challenge isn't just building better AI, it's building a true human-AI clinical partnership.
The takeaway here is simple, but it's powerful. The era of the AI doctor isn't coming. It's already here. The machine has proven what it can do. So now the most important work begins, training our human experts to build a partnership that brings out the absolute best in both, for the good of all of us.
Which brings us right back to where we started. Knowing everything we know now from this study, would you trust an AI with your diagnosis? It's a question we're all going to have to answer probably a lot sooner than any of us think.